Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Orphanlast, and today I'm going to introduce you to another program. This is a free program. It's also open source. Free, as in financially free, as well as free in terms of philosophy as to how you can program it. Open source meaning that if you know how to do programming, you can open up the source code and you can reprogram this program, put in different plugins and such like that. So that's pretty nice. So the program is called Krita, and the reason why I'm using Krita is because I don't really it's as if I use a lot of raster images instead of Opentoonz. At least for me, it does a lot of weird glitchy things. So I'm going to go ahead and open up a new project inside of Krita. And inside of Krita is actually a pretty good program. You can actually do some animating with it, and I'm just going to go design as a template. I'm not really too concerned about the design. I just want to sketch, and I want to feel like I'm on a normal art program, and I just want to work with rasters. And there's a lot of really cool features with this program. There's a lot of really cool brushes that you can work with, like let's go all. You can let's see. Let me see if I can find some of them. Let me just oh yeah, I'm drawing white. One sec here. Let me mess with this a bit. Inside of Opentoonz, not Opentoonz, inside of Krita, you can go ahead and kind of use a clone brush. And it's literally like a clone brush. I used to, okay, so now I make the reference, and I just go, well, what the hell is going on? Okay, I'm on the right layer, so I should be able to oh, okay, I see what's going on. See, I'm cloning it. So I'm able to, okay, so that's where it's going to be. So I'm cloning what I drew there. And this is with a brush. It's not actually in the tool palette. It's not like Photoshop in that respect. Oops, I forgot. Okay, so yeah, so I can clone this with a brush. So that's pretty cool. There's a brush for smearing things, so there's no smudge tool. There's just a smudge brush itself. There's like a brush that you can use to kind of push things around, and that can be pretty helpful. There's also this really interesting brush where once you press the stylus down, you can follow the curvature of something and just have it filled in really quickly. And that's actually kind of cool, where you're able to just kind of form a shape. And so that's something that I'm going to be doing right here, right now. So let me go into the layers and just go ahead and delete it. So this begins, this is going to begin a video series where I'm going to be talking about how to make a cutout animation rig. Okay, and it all starts with a sketch. And what I'm going to do is I'm first going to go ahead and just start with kind of like a silhouette sort of figure, like something. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to use that brush. So I'm just going to go ahead and, wow, this brush, what is going on with this brush? Okay, here we are. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start out with a bit of a human head. For some reason I'm encountering a little bit of lag, and anyways, so one of the things that I'm keeping in mind is like, one of the reasons why I want to draw the sketch is because on Krita is primarily because I am used to being an illustrator. Like I draw illustrations. I'm not used to the basic images that I'm drawing on Opentoonz, where I'm trying to simplify it into basic shapes. And getting into the process of making the basic shapes, I think I'm going to be doing that primarily while I'm in the process of making the rig, and basically retracing my steps with vector with vector strokes and stuff like that. And So I'm not really too concerned about if I have too much detail inside of my sketch or anything like that. I'm just trying to get the idea across, and hopefully I can implement as many of these sorts of things I'm drawing into this character into the basic shapes that I'm later on going to be implementing into this guy. And let's see, I'm not really liking the ear that I just drew. Not necessarily this one that I'm currently drawing, but I don't like the one that I currently drew, that's currently fully drawn. But we'll have to see how that turns out. Now, one of the things I've noticed that some people do is they will just draw half of the face and they won't draw the other half of the face. They'll just kind of select what they drew and then flip it. And I guess that works if you're trying to make a completely symmetrical face. But the thing is like 99% of the time, people's faces are not symmetrical. So try to keep that in mind. If you're trying to make a really lifelike look, like a character that comes to life, why would you make their face 100% symmetrical? Here's another thing that I've noticed. This line here, what I've noticed is a lot of people, they'll draw the eyeball like right there. Why would you do that? Like seriously, why would you do that? Like that is not where the eyeball goes. Like this is where the eyebrow goes. It goes right smack dab right through the middle right there. And then the eye goes like right here. There's a little tear duct, and then the upper portion of the eye overlaps over the lower portion. That's why women, they have these eyelashes that go like that. It's because the upper eyelid goes above this lower eyelid right down here. Okay? Now, when drawing this sketch with the eyeball and everything like that, you might be tempted to put like little glints in the eye and all that. I'm not really too concerned about that because that's going to be done depending on the lighting in the scene. And I'm not too concerned about the realism of the eye, like the actual eyeball, the actual little circles there. I'm not really too concerned about how that's all going to come together, primarily because well, it's like with the program, I'm going to be able to make those into separate objects that I can kind of move around and shift, just basically shift around and make look interesting and such like that. So they're going to be part of the rig that can be manipulated and such like that. So it's not going to be, it's not a real big concern of mine to get it just right. Now, if you are interested in using this program, Krita, especially if you're thinking about using it for like the animation features, keep in mind there is no effects editor or anything like that. So if you do add any effects, you're going to have to rely 100% on your drawing skills, and that's fine. It really is. It is just fine, especially if you're really confident in your drawing skills. I would love to animate in this program, but I feel like it's still kind of like in its fledgling stages. I don't really feel like it's quite fleshed out enough. Like the text tool is a nightmare to work with. I use this program to make my thumbnails for YouTube and such like that. So I'm not really 100% proficient at it, and I also, like, with my experiences with it, I just don't really feel like it's up to par. But yeah, just go ahead and make your sketch if you're following along with my tutorials, and your project is going to be different than mine. So don't try to follow everything that I'm doing 100%. I'm just giving you a little bit of a guideline with this video, showing you where I am in the progress of making this rig. So the first step of making a rig is making a sketch. Whether you do that on Opentoonz or in a different program, it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you how I'm going to put this into Opentoonz, and then I'm going to proceed from there. Okay, so I'm going to save this with the construction lines, and that concludes it for this tutorial. Please like, share, and subscribe.